The GoPro Hero 7 Black. Is this the best value video camera of all time? Coming in at around £370 new, we were lucky enough to get this from the guys at SLR Hut for this review and also to give away to one lucky subscriber. And I'll be honest, I'm a little bit gutted about that. This is in fact the first action camera that I've truly liked. I've kind of fallen in love a little bit with the Hero 7 Black. It is truly a feature-packed beast. First of all, the video, and you can record at 4K 60 frames per second at a variable bitrate of up to 78 meg per second. That's pretty incredible. Also, for those slow-mo guys, you can record at 120 FPS, or if you're willing to record in 1080, you can go all the way down to an incredible 240 frames per second. Absolutely super slow-mo. There's a ton of time-lapse features built into this camera, basically built around your standard photo time-lapses or video time-lapses. You've got the stitched photo time-lapse mode, but for those people that are into those super cool hyperlapses, you've also got the video time-lapse feature in this camera. And that moves us on nicely to the most hyped feature about this camera, and that is that hyper smooth electronic stabilization. It's essentially a 3-axis electronic stabilization which punches into the image at around 10% and creates a buttery smooth, almost gimbal-like stable shot. And beyond those key features, there's a whole long list of key points about this camera that we probably couldn't even do justice to if this video was 20 minutes long. There's the 10-meter waterproofing, there's the ability to live stream straight out the camera, you've got seamless Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity which connects to a GoPro app, you've got built-in portrait mode for Instagram stories, you've got a removable 1200 mAh battery, you've also got the amazing user interface and touchscreen, and also built into it is the ability to control the camera just with your voice. So with all of those features, let's look at the good bits of the GoPro Hero 7 Black. And first up, and as I always say, build quality is always the first thing you notice. And the GoPro Hero 7 Black does not let you down. Its build quality is phenomenal. It feels like a professional bit of kit. It's incredibly premium in hand. It's got this lovely rubberized exterior. It's lightweight, but yet feels incredibly sturdy. It essentially feels like a miniaturized professional video camera. It's really incredible. Now, ease of use is really important when you cram so many features into such a small camera that it's easy to use, especially if it's an action camera. We're going to be using this quickly. We're going to be using it on the go. So it needs to be easy to use, and the GoPro Hero 7 doesn't disappoint in that. The user interface is incredibly bright and clear with very clear navigation, swipeable touchscreen. There's also the connectivity to the app itself, which is seamless. Now, ordinarily with any camera that requires a mobile phone app, that's the point in which it lets you down. You quite often lose connection, you quite often have to then spend ages reconnecting it to the phone. It just always feels quite clunky. Especially with GoPro's kind of competitors, I'm looking at you, DJI, the software typically lets it down, but with the Hero 7 Black, that's just not the case. The connection is seamless, it's solid, and we haven't noticed it drop out. Now sure, there is a learning curve like there is with any new bit of equipment, but it's not too steep to make this camera inaccessible for someone that's perhaps starting out or is a new filmmaker. The Hypersmooth, the hype beast that got this camera its attention, and it really is truly incredible. They say it's gimbal-like, I think that's stretching it a little bit. It definitely doesn't feel like a Steadicam or a gimbal, but it does feel buttery smooth. Now it works by punching into the shot 10%, so you get a slight crop from your 4K or your 1080, whatever it is you're filming in. The interesting thing with that though is you don't notice any of the electronic stabilization. Now for any of you that have used any camera that got electronic stabilization, or perhaps you've done it in post using Adobe Premiere's warp stabilizer, you quite often notice this kind of wobbling effect, almost like it feels like jello. The footage from this when the Hypersmooth is switched on shows none of those artifacts. It truly is buttery smooth. The super slow motion is my personal favorite feature of this camera. The fact that you can record 4K at 60 FPS or 1080 at 240 frames per second in a camera this small is utterly incredible. Now that, combined with the myriad of different multimedia functions that they've packed into this, from live streaming to quick 15-second snaps to vertical video ready to go to your Instagram stories, makes this far more than a simple action camera. This really is a multimedia machine. What GoPro have created here is a content maker's best friend. If you make video content for any platform, for any purpose, I would say you have to have the GoPro Hero 7 Black. Now with all that being said, let's look at the bad points of the GoPro Hero 7 Black. Now when a camera's this innovative and this groundbreaking, it seems hard to be harsh on it, and really these bad points I am nitpicking if anything. But first up is the audio. Now that's not to say that it's not an improvement from its predecessors and that the audio isn't usable. It is okay, and for an action camera it's actually very good, but it does still sound like it's a GoPro, especially when you put it in a case, or if it's in the waterproof casing, obviously it's going to sound pretty terrible. It's got that action camera thinness, that kind of unattractive audio aesthetic, and that's because, well, it's a microphone in an action camera. I'm not sure what other trickery GoPro can do to improve the audio when they're working with a body that's this small, but considering the limitations that they do have, is actually quite good what they've managed to get out of it. Now the final bad point, and this really is nitpicking, but it's the fact that this doesn't come with any accessories. Anyone that's bought an action camera in the past will be well used to opening it up and it coming with every stand and every 3M pad you'd ever need to stick your camera in every conceivable place. And unfortunately, GoPro have missed it out from the Hero 7 Black. Maybe they're assuming that by now everyone's already got all those stands that they need, or it was a way of keeping the cost down, but either way it's sadly missing. Now luckily for us, the bundle that we got from SLR Hut came with all the accessories that we'd need, so we're kind of fortunate in that. But for those people that are looking to buy this camera, it's definitely worth bearing in mind that it is lacking in the accessory department. So the Hero 7 Black is not an action camera. It's far, far more than that. What GoPro have created here is a multimedia machine. It's an all-in-one solution for any type of content creator. And for that, it represents incredible value, quality, and accessibility. And so for the first time, I can honestly say, this is not just an action camera that I like, it's an action camera that I recommend to every video creator out there. So be sure to stay tuned to the channel as we put the Hero 7 Black through its paces, and also we're giving this away with the full accessory bundle from SLR Hut. Details on how to enter the giveaway are on the description below, and be sure to share it widely with your friends, because the more people that enter this, the more likely it is that we're going to be able to give stuff away in the future. So that's been my grab and go review of the GoPro Hero 7 Black. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.